As a child, Michael J Devlin was adopted into a large family, where he had 3 brothers, also adopted, and 2 sisters. He grew up in Webster Groves, Missouri. Devlin worked as a manager for Imo's Pizza and as a part-time funeral home worker at Bob Chapel in Kirkwood, Missouri. According to a friend, Devlin had once been outgoing, however he had changed to be a much quieter person after he developed diabetes and had 2 toes amputated in 2002. Devlin appeared to be living a quite unremarkable life, when on the 12th of January, 2007, Devlin was taken into custody and charged with the abduction of Ben Ownby, age 13, whom Devlin had abducted only 4 days earlier. At the time of the discovery, law enforcement officials found another missing boy, Shawn Hornbeck. He had disappeared back on the 6th of October, 2002, then aged 11. Shawn had been riding his lime green bike and headed to a friend's house near Richwoods, Missouri, a small town just outside of St. Louis. Shawn always took the same route, and his parents trusted him to ride alone. As he pedaled through the small town streets, he was bumped by a white truck. The driver, Michael Devlin, rushed to Shawn and appeared to be concerned for his safety. In a split second, Devlin kidnapped Shawn, telling the boy that he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No one had heard from Shawn until he was discovered in Devlin's apartment that day in January 2007. He was separated from his family for a total of 4 years, 3 months, and 6 days. Shawn lived with Devlin, who presented the boy as his son. After Shawn's disappearance, Pam and Craig Akers dedicated every second of their lives to finding their son. They spent every penny they had to find Shawn, and made multiple media appearances to raise awareness. Desperate for help, they appeared on an episode of The Montel Williams Show, where the self-proclaimed medium, Sylvia Brown, falsely told the couple that their son was dead. The falsehoods hurt the family, but may have fueled the search to find their son alive. They also started the Shawn Hornbeck Foundation to help other families find their missing and abducted children. Contrary to what Brown told the family on national television, Shawn was still alive. Devlin took him to an apartment in nearby Kirkwood, where he was held captive for the next 4 years. Shawn later reported that Devlin physically abused him and threatened to kill him if he tried to call for help or escape. However, Shawn eventually became too old for Devlin, and the kidnapper was soon back on the streets to find a new victim. On January the 8th in 2007, Devlin abducted Ben Ownby, at a bus stop in Beaufort, Missouri, in the same truck he used to kidnap Shawn. But this time, Devlin was seen kidnapping the boy. One of Ben's friends, Mitchell Holtz, heard Ben's cries and reported the truck to the police. Ben's abduction and Holtz's quick thinking would eventually turn out to be Shawn's salvation. The 2 boys were discovered after police noticed Devlin's white pickup truck in the parking lot of his apartment complex, which matched the description of a vehicle in the vicinity of the 2007 Ben Ownby abduction. The police happened to be at the apartment complex to serve an unrelated arrest warrant. Soon after Devlin's arrest, prosecutors and investigators from Washington, Franklin, St. Louis, and Lincoln counties, along with the FBI, the Missouri State Highway Patrol, and Kirkwood and St. Charles Police, formed a task force to investigate Devlin's possible involvement in other unsolved cases. During the investigation, witnesses said that Shawn had been seen playing outside Devlin's apartment on his bike, or out playing football, and that he seemed to have a lot of freedom. Some people wondered why he did not try to run. However, Devlin had manipulated Shawn into thinking that after being tied up for a month, if he ran away, his family would be harmed. Both boys were reunited with their families after their discovery, and the remarkable rescue became known as the Missouri Miracle. Devlin, who had no criminal record at the time, was charged with 1 count of kidnapping in Franklin County, Missouri, as well as 1 count of kidnapping and armed criminal action in Washington County. On the 18th of January 2007, Devlin pleaded not guilty via closed-circuit television on the charges of child kidnapping. He was held at the Franklin County Sheriff's Department on a $1 million cash-only bail. He also had a $3 million bond in Washington County. On the 5th of February, St. Louis County Prosecutor Robert McCulloch added 71 new felony charges, in addition to the existing charges previously filed by Washington and Franklin County prosecutors. The first 18 counts were 1 count of kidnapping and 17 counts of forcible sodomy, pertaining to the 2007 abduction and oral and anal sodomization of Ben Ownby. Rape kit swabs found fresh semen identified as Devlin's in the boy's mouth and rectum. The remaining 53 charges were for kidnapping and forcible sodomy charges related to the 2002 abduction of Shawn Hornbeck. Each of these individual counts were classed as a felony and carried the possibility of life in prison. On the 28th of February, a felony indictment in Franklin County charged Devlin with 1 count of child kidnapping and 1 count of armed criminal action for allegedly using a deadly weapon in kidnapping Ben Ownby. This grand jury indictment replaced the previous Franklin County kidnapping charge against Devlin and added the weapon charge. On the 1st of March, Devlin was charged in federal court with 4 counts of producing child pornography, including photos and video footage taken of Ben while he was naked and being sexually abused. Devlin was also charged with 2 counts of transporting a minor across state lines to engage in sexual activity in Illinois. On the 16th of April, Washington County Prosecutor John Rupp filed additional charges against Devlin, accusing him of attempted murder, kidnapping, armed criminal action, 3 counts of forcible sodomy, and 1 count of attempted forcible sodomy. On the 6th of October, prosecutors announced that Devlin would plead guilty to all charges against him in all 4 jurisdictions. On the 8th of October, Devlin pleaded guilty to the charges against him in Franklin County. During that court appearance, he was sentenced in the case of Ben Ownby to life in prison for child kidnapping and to a shorter concurrent sentence for armed criminal action. On the morning of the 9th of October, Devlin also pleaded guilty to charges against him in Washington County. During that court appearance, he was sentenced to 3 life sentences for kidnapping and other crimes against Shawn Hornbeck. The sentences were to begin after he had served the life sentence imposed on the 8th of October for kidnapping Ben Ownby. On the 21st of December, Devlin was sentenced to an additional 170 years for making pornography of one of the captive boys. This brought Devlin's total sentence to a huge 1,850 years incarceration. Devlin was transferred to the Crossroads Correctional Center in Cameron, Missouri, to begin serving the first of his life sentences on the 30th of January 2008. On the 9th of April 2011, during breakfast at the dining hall of Crossroads Correctional Center, Devlin was stabbed several times with 2 homemade ice picks by another inmate named Troy L. Fenton, who was also serving a life sentence. Corrections officers spotted the assault and ordered Fenton to stop. Fenton complied by dropping to the ground on his stomach. Devlin received several wounds and was briefly treated in a hospital before being returned to the prison. According to prison officials, Fenton had made the weapons from metal guide bars on his typewriter. He was cited for having a 15-inch sharpened steel rod, complete with a plastic handle, hidden under his pillow in his cell. Fenton said he was motivated to attack out of anger at Devlin's crimes. Devlin's security had been a concern for state prison officials since his arrest. Officials contemplated sending him out of state or providing him with a new identity. However, some of the victims' family members objected to the move, and the plan was dropped. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this, and hit the bell icon, and we'll let you know every time we upload a new video. Thanks for watching.